As we head into the final month of 2025, Bitcoin is currently sitting above $90,000 and Ethereum sits right around $3,000. The Coinbase premium has just flipped positive for the first time in 1 month, and we also have the end of quantitative tightening as of tomorrow. In today's video, we'll be discussing exactly this, going over the recent Bitcoin price action, discussing what could be next, because yes, the odds are we will be getting rate cuts once more. Is this bullish? Is this bearish? Let's discuss it. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Before we kick off the video, you'll have to excuse me. I have a little bit of a sore throat. Let's jump right into it. Now, Bitcoin is about to get a decent weekly close, all things considered. We saw major dumpage from the 126K top, and right now we are holding support at a pretty pivotal level. You can see here on the chart, this blue line represents the 100-week moving average. Now, the reason why this is so significant is because usually if we are to lose that 50-week, the 100-week becomes next, and then we can get a relief rally back up to that 50-week moving average before potentially rolling over. Now, I trade the market that's right in front of me. I've been pretty transparent about the trades. You can see that I longed Bitcoin right around $82,000. We've been discussing this time and time again. Is it time to take some more profits out of my position? Because you can see that I'm still holding a pretty significant position. I also went ahead and longed Ethereum right around $2,900, and we're sitting just above $3,000. Look, this week is going to be a very, very pivotal week in the markets. I'm seeing a lot of people discussing the fact that because quantitative tightening is ending, we're going to immediately jump into quantitative easing. But that is not the case. Remember, quantitative easing essentially means money printing. Now, just because quantitative tightening ends, it doesn't mean that they're going to immediately jump in to quantitative easing. This is a common misconception. So I would not just be expecting us to all of a sudden start printing a crap ton of money, and next thing you know, we're talking about this euphoric move to the upside. I simply don't believe this to be the case. Now, the last time that the Fed actually ended QT, you can see was all the way back here in 2019, and Bitcoin did continue to dump afterwards. This was naturally a bear market before an explosive move to the upside. So, in my opinion, I don't think it's wise to just assume that because QT is ending, we're going to get a massive pump. That being said, my trades would suggest that I am still leaning a little bit more long here because we're seeing some shorts continue to pile to the upside. Any pump that we get here, whether it takes us all the way up to say that 50-week moving average, or maybe we make it back up to this very, very crucial bull market support band only to get rejected, would be an opportunity, in my opinion, to offload some of my spot crypto. I'm just being fully transparent with you. That is how I'm going to play it. Obviously, I will always leave a moon bag, but at this point in time, the risk to reward was there to go long here at the lows. But right now in the short term, despite the fact that I am a little bit more bullish, I still expect us to likely go ahead and roll over at some point in time. Doesn't mean we can't make money trading the market as it continues to develop like this. Now, reminder, if you want to see my exact trades, how I'm currently operating in this market, you have the first link in my description down below. You DM me the word premium on Telegram, and I'd be happy to onboard you into my free premium group. The only requirement is that you sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links, as we've always been talking about here on the channel. Fully transparent, you're trading with your own capital, but as long as you sign up here, you get access to my group. This is the group where I essentially shared all of these trades that you're seeing on the screen right now. When everyone was freaking out when Bitcoin was dumping, we went long at around $83,000, actually just below $83,000. Now, what I want to get at here is we have a lot to consider in this upcoming week. First and foremost, we're getting a little bit of bearish USDT dominance. This is exactly what I want to see for a continued reversal for Bitcoin. You can see that every time we tap into the 6.75 level, it seems like we've been getting rejected, and it coincides with those local lows, 49K, 74K, and now potentially that 80K low. The other thing though, bottoms take time to form. We've been also talking about this. So if Bitcoin does continue to just rip higher from here and we target $100,000, I would be expecting a pretty severe rejection, and I will be trading it accordingly. The dollar. this is something else that we need to consider going into 2026. I firmly believe here that the dollar has been building out a base and the dollar will likely be bullish in 2026. What this means is it's not necessarily the best for risk assets. It's something you definitely need to consider. Also, taking a look at Ethereum, we're back above $3,000, and as per my last video, if Bitcoin is to continue to consolidate here, I do think that Ethereum can catch a bid, and we can see a pretty sharp move to the upside. However, if Bitcoin rolls over, we know what happens with the rest of the crypto market. And taking a look at the liquidity here, you can see that a lot of longs and shorts have been building up over the past 24 hours, all the way down to sub 90K, lots of long liquidity, and then right above the current price, right around $92,000, a lot of short liquidity. If we go on the 3-day time frame, it paints a pretty similar picture. Tons of liquidity to the upside here. However, people are starting to try to catch this move. I still think we can go a little bit higher, but I would be looking for the price action to potentially roll over. I need to remind you that we are still in a significant downtrend, and therefore you should be trading this market accordingly. Let's talk about rate cuts, because it's highly likely here that we get those rate cuts going into December, 86.4% chance. Now, does this mean we're going to immediately pump? Quite the contrary. I want to show you this on the Bitcoin chart. If we zoom in here, these were the last 2 rate cuts that we got. Let's go on the daily time frame to explore it a little bit further. Right here, you can see that as soon as we got those rate cuts, Bitcoin dumped, then we went ahead and pumped. Same thing over here. This time around, we dumped, got a little bit of a relief rally, only to go ahead and move lower. So, just because we're getting rate cuts, it also doesn't mean that we're just going to explode to the upside. I see too many people on crypto Twitter talking about how this is the most bullish period ever, and we're going to just absolutely rip to $150,000 from here. I have to keep you guys level-headed. I simply do not think that this is the case. Can we dump into rate cuts and then get a pump? Of course, there's that possibility. And as a matter of fact, I've been pretty vocal about Bitcoin surpassing $100,000 on a relief rally. That is currently what I'm eyeing. Now, the reason why this is such a significant week is because on Monday, we will be getting the ISM manufacturing PMI, but more importantly, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will also give a speech, and he will likely discuss quantitative tightening, quantitative easing, what will be their next move. And throughout the week, we have some more important data, the ISM services PMI, plus we should also be getting the initial jobless claims on Thursday. So pretty big week ahead. It's also going to be Binance week. Now, usually when there's Binance week, we get a little bit of pump into that week as well. Let's see how the price action develops. But at this point in time, this weekly close is looking quite solid. What I'd like to see us reclaim if we are to get more upside in the short term here would be this yearly open, which we've been discussing time and time again. It's found right around 93.5K, and until we can reclaim that level, I don't think it makes sense to be super aggressive with your trades. We can always go ahead and wick back up, get rejected, come back down, and try to continue to form that local bottom. Or if we go ahead and reclaim the yearly open, this could be a potential long trigger targeting $98,000 at the next clearest level. That's currently what I'm looking at. Now, obviously, I'm positioned for much lower. I've been transparent with my trades. You can see this, but I will consider adding to my position if we get the confirmation that we need here. Otherwise, as I shared in a previous video, I may be looking to go short. If we start to get more and more weakness and maybe we can tag that yearly open, perhaps we get rejected. At the end of the day, no one is a fortune teller. You can only react to what the market gives you. I have my plans in place and I am prepared for either outcome to make money in those two scenarios. Now, please understand that nothing that I discuss on this channel should be construed as financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet sharing his own analysis and, of course, my own personal trades. Please read the disclaimer in the description down below. I also wanted to touch on the fact that the Coinbase premium has flipped positive for the first time in 1 month. This has been a long time coming. Usually when we flip positive, if we can sustain this positive momentum, Bitcoin can get a little bit of continued upside momentum. That's currently how I'm playing it. This is ultimately a positive sign if we are to continue to get that relief in the market. But it's not just Coinbase we should be paying attention to. We should also be looking at Binance, because Binance have been aggressively selling. We've been seeing this through the analytics that have been going over the past few days. This time around, you can see that the premium of Coinbase spot to Binance spot has flipped positive. And therefore, if this can continue, I firmly expect the relief rally to also continue. So long as Bitcoin can maintain above $88,000, I do firmly believe that we can go ahead and target that yearly open, and then we can have the discussion about $98,000. If you want to know exactly how I'm personally going to be trading this, you do have that first link in the description down below. But I need to warn you about my group. If you're just looking for spammy crypto signals, 20 signals every single day, this trade setup, that trade setup, then it's simply not the group for you. The point of this group is for me to share all of my own personal trades with my own capital. And I actually discussed this the other day. One thing that really irks me in this industry is that there is simply no accountability. People essentially just post a gazillion different trade setups and they don't actually trade them with their own capital. And that sums up today's quick video. Not much has changed since my previous video, but we do have a very, very important week ahead. Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be giving a speech, plus the end of quantitative tightening as of tomorrow. But remember, just because quantitative tightening is ending, it doesn't mean that quantitative easing is starting. I have seen that narrative across social media and it is absolute bullshit. Remember though, if Bitcoin continues to crawl up here and the Coinbase premium stays in the green, it is highly likely that we get some more relief to the upside. That is currently what I'm eyeing. I'm in my positions. And again, sorry for the extremely short video here. Not feeling too hot today, but I'll be back tomorrow full force with a brand new video. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I have my bluff and leverage trading tutorial right here if that interests you, and I'll see you in the next video.